The cameras exploded in blinding flashes, a storm of light reflecting the storm of voices battering him. Questions shot like arrows, relentless and piercing, striking through the fragile armor of composure he had worn for nearly a decade. Once again, Sam Heughan was cornered by the one subject he could never escape: marriage. No matter the stage, the occasion, or the honor he had just received, the same question always rose above the noise: when will Sam Heughan finally get married? On this day, the weight of it pressed harder than ever. At first, he responded as always, with that disarming smile, a light laugh, and a vague remark about letting the future unfold. But the barrage didn't stop. Journalists pressed closer. Fans shouted from the sidelines. The whispers that had haunted him since Outlander first aired now roared in his ears. Then, in a flash of unguarded honesty, Sam snapped. He leaned into the microphone, his voice cutting through the frenzy, sharp and unwavering. "I don't want to get married. Leave me alone." The words detonated like thunder rolling across a silent sky. For a man celebrated for his grace, wit, and carefully measured answers, this was no polished statement. It was raw, frustrated, and impossible to twist. With a single sentence, Sam shattered years of speculation and unveiled a truth he had silently carried for far too long. To understand why this moment shook his fandom so violently, one must return to the storm that had shadowed his private life ever since Outlander launched him into global stardom. From the first season, his portrayal of Jamie Fraser had redefined romance on television. Jamie wasn't just a character. He became an ideal, the dream husband millions projected onto Sam himself. Audiences longed for Jamie's loyalty, Jamie's passion, Jamie's eternal love. And in their hearts, they demanded that Sam live the same story in real life. What followed was a tidal wave of obsession. Every co-star he stood beside, every woman photographed near him, was instantly labeled a future bride. Tabloids churned out endless speculation: Sam's secret engagement, mystery lover revealed. Online communities dissected his every move, parsing body language, inventing theories from shadows. Some were convinced he was secretly in love with Katrina Balfe, his on-screen partner, ignoring her real-life marriage to Tony McGill. Conspiracy theories blurred fiction with reality. Through it all, Sam tried to remain gracious. He laughed, he teased, he sidestepped questions with a diplomat's charm. He believed silence might smother the frenzy. Instead, it fueled it. Every non-answer became evidence. Every smile was read as a nervous tell. Behind the polished charm, exhaustion festered. Friends whispered that relationships ended not from incompatibility, but because women in his life couldn't endure the harassment that came with being linked to him. Fans crossed dangerous lines, targeting anyone believed to be close. Even his family wasn't spared, their private lives dragged into the public eye. Inevitably, the pressure cracked him. And when it did, it came in the form of those unfiltered words, sharp and impossible to ignore: "I don't want to get married. Leave me alone." In that moment, he wasn't Jamie Fraser, the romantic hero adored by millions. He wasn't the fantasy etched across screens. He was just Sam, a weary man demanding to be seen for who he was. His statement wasn't simply a rejection of marriage, but of years of suffocating invasion. The aftermath was electric. Gasps filled the room. Social media ignited. Some fans wept openly. "I've followed him for 10 years, dreaming of the day he'd announce a wedding. Now he says he doesn't even want it. My heart is shattered," one woman cried into her phone. Others turned furious, calling him ungrateful. "If it weren't for us, he wouldn't even have a career. The least he could do is not spit on our dreams," one bitter comment read. But waves of supporters rose to his defense: "Your life, your choice. Thank you for finally setting boundaries." For them, his defiance wasn't selfish, it was liberating. The media, of course, wasted no time. Headlines screamed across tabloids: "Sam Heughan rejects marriage once and for all, Outlander star snaps at fans." Talk shows debated the fallout. Some praised his bravery, others warned he risked alienating the fandom that built him. And naturally, his words reignited old speculation. Was his refusal truly choice, or pain in disguise? Once again, Katrina Balfe's name was dragged into the storm. Despite her happy marriage, she trended alongside him. If Sam won't marry, Maybe it's because he already has Katrina in his heart, one fan speculated. Others rushed to defend her, insisting she deserved peace. Behind the noise, Hollywood insiders wondered how his outburst would shape his image. The industry thrives on fairy tales, romances, weddings, happily ever afters. By rejecting that fantasy, was Sam risking being branded cold, or was he finally offering the authenticity fans had secretly craved? For Sam, it was never about optics. It was about survival. His words weren't a rejection of love, but of the suffocating prison of expectation. "Leave me alone" wasn't aimed only at reporters. It was a plea to years of harassment, to the theft of his privacy, to the demand that he live a life scripted by others. But now, the question lingers: what comes next? Will Sam retreat further into privacy, refusing interviews about his personal life? Or will he embrace his declaration as a permanent boundary no one can cross again? One truth is undeniable: his words have forever changed the conversation. The dream of Sam Heughan's wedding, the fantasy fans and tabloids fed for years, is dead. In its place stands something less perfect, but far more real: a man refusing to be defined by anyone else's desires. And yet, irony cuts deep. In demanding solitude, Sam has drawn more attention than ever. His honesty, the very truth he hoped would silence the noise, has become the loudest headline. The fandom is shaken, the press relentless. But one truth remains: Sam Heughan has spoken, and the world will never look at him the same way again. Sometimes the most shocking statement isn't a scandal, but the courage to finally say, "No. Enough. This is my life." Perhaps this isn't the end at all. By breaking the illusion, Sam may have ignited something greater, a reclamation of self. For years, the world tried to script his destiny, forcing him to play not only Jamie Fraser but the perfect husband, the dream lover, the man who belonged to everyone but himself. With one unflinching declaration, he tore that script apart. What comes next will not be written by tabloids or fans' fantasies, but by Sam alone. Whether he chooses solitude or love, silence or openness, marriage or none at all, it will be on his terms. And maybe, in time, even the fans who once dreamed of his wedding will see the truer, braver story. Not castles and rings, but a man who dared to say no to the world so he could say yes to himself. Because freedom is not the absence of love, it is the power to define it on one's own terms. And as Sam Heughan steps forward into a future unbound, the world will still be watching. But this time, perhaps, with a little more respect. Yet even as the headlines rage and the fandom debates, a question lingers in the air like smoke refusing to clear. Sam has declared his freedom, torn down the illusion, and stepped into a future of his own making. But what if freedom itself leads him somewhere unexpected? Whispers already circulate, rumors of a private romance kept far from the spotlight, of a choice he has yet to reveal. Could the man who so boldly rejected the idea of marriage one day surprise the world with a love story greater than any ever imagined? Or will he remain steadfast, forever defining his life on his own terms, untethered and unbound? For now, only Sam Heughan knows the answer. And the world, breathless and unblinking, waits for the next chapter to unfold. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support is my biggest motivation to keep creating even more exciting and engaging videos for you. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. There's always something new and thrilling on the way.